Hello, Salvete. This is my first video. I'm creating a course to help people with Latin and also as a revision aid for myself, since I have a big Latin exam coming up and there's some material that I would like to recap. We're less than a minute in and we've already learnt a new word, salvete. It's how you greet people in Latin. If I wanted to greet just one person, I would say salve. So here's the lesson plan. I've planned 10 lessons. Don't worry if you don't understand what a declension or conjugation is. This is all linguistics jargon which we'll become familiar with in due course. We're going to start by looking at nouns and then verbs, and by the end of the course you'll be able to build up your own descriptive sentences using adjectives and idioms. Okay, so what exactly is Latin? Latin was the main language of the Roman Empire and it was the lingua franca of Western Europe for most of the medieval period. It's still used in the Vatican today even. You'll probably have seen inscriptions in Latin, too. Also, J.K. Rowling borrows quite heavily from Latin in the names of people, spells and other magical objects in the Harry Potter books. I've included a family tree of sorts here. At the top is Proto-Indo-European, which is basically the progenitor of nearly all modern languages, with the exception of Basque, Suomi and some others, which originate in Europe and West, Central and Southern Asia. That includes English, Urdu, Hindi, German, etc. And underneath you can see Italic, which should really be called Proto-Italic, which was the mother language of Latin. And Latin is in turn the mother language of Catalan, Romanian and French and several other modern European languages. Okay, so this is a more detailed map. As well as showing the Italic branch, you can also see several other branches. This tree is from the Learn to Read Latin book by Keller and Russell. There are, of course, other Latin textbooks available too. So, why study Latin? I chose to study Latin because I just like languages. I've always enjoyed learning languages and I thought, why not? But other reasons why you might want to study Latin is that it's written in the same alphabet as English, the Roman alphabet, so the learning curve is really not as steep as it would be if you were learning ancient Greek. You might be interested in reading ancient texts from that period, so I guess a knowledge of the language would be very handy then. Also, Latin is a highly inflected language, so it might present a bit of a challenge for you. What I mean by inflection is a noun will change its form depending on its function in a sentence. English does this all the time, but we just don't notice. For example, he and him. They're both masculine pronouns but are used in slightly different contexts. For example, we would say, he talked to me, where he is the subject of the sentence, but I would say, I talked to him, where him is the object of the sentence. So in both cases, he and him are basically the same pronoun, but these are different forms. Don't worry if you're a bit muddled at this point. We'll revisit noun inflection next time. Okay, so let's round off with some vocab. Let's actually learn some Latin. I'm going to give you a picture that describes a word, and 2 or 3 English words that are derived from this Latin word, cognates. Your job is to guess what the picture refers to, and if you're feeling really clever, you can try and guess what the Latin word is too. So I'll go first to show you how it's done. The clues are female, feminism, and feminine. So, these are all gender-related nouns and the picture shows a woman holding an umbrella. Perhaps the answer is woman, could be girl, but I think I'm going to guess woman. Okay, so, it is woman, fēmina. Don't be put off by the bars that you see above vowels. These are called macrons and they tell you that a vowel is long. So, this word is pronounced fēmina rather than fēmina. The small f at the right-hand corner of the screen tells us this is a feminine noun. Nouns in Latin are gendered, so we have feminine nouns, masculine nouns, and neuter nouns. We have 3 genders in Latin, whereas in English we don't really consider nouns to be gendered. And also you can see that there is, after femina, there is another word, fēminae. I'm not going to explain what this second form of the noun is at the moment, but I have added it in for completeness because in an English-Latin dictionary, this is what you would see if you looked up the word woman. So are you ready to do one of your own? Let's have a go. So, any guesses? It's a book. Liber. Right, and the next one? This one's quite hard as we only have one clue. Sword. Gladius. Okay, and the last one, the very last one. Virtue. Virile. Man. Vir. So one thing to note is that in Latin, V's are pronounced as W's. We'll work more on pronunciation later. But thank you for watching this video. If you have any suggestions on how I can improve the quality of my content, please let me know. I'd really be happy if you could tell me. Thank you. Bye.